On the road, all the wins are, good wins. Tough team here, UTSA, despite their record. Kind of pull it out down the stretch. What was the biggest key in those last couple minutes that came away with the win?
Well, you said the biggest thing. When you go on the road, it's never easy, and we knew this was a much better team than their record. They've been in every game like this. They just haven't pulled out some games. Thought they had a little extra emotion, not playing without their point guard, but we felt like the other guys made their team better, and it did. But when you go on the road, you just got to find ways sometimes. We probably weren't at our best offense in some ways, but as you just mentioned, the only stat that matters you go on the road is finding a way to get that W. And we found a way, doing it a little bit differently again. Played some zone, most zone the first half. Second half changed up and played a lot of man. Thought down the stretch, we went small. Dave, I think, went small, scored 6 straight points. Up until that point, he either had 2 or 3 or 4. I thought Josh was really good for us all day long. He was good, attacking that rim, those mismatches. And probably Jarris. I thought Jarris played one of his better games. He's played a lot for us, too. So, great team effort. Luke and Cam do what they do every night, give everything they got, even though those perimeter guys were some tough matchups because they're both point guards, McNeil and the Italian kid. So, but the guys stepped up and found ways to get the W.
You mentioned that stretch with Davion, like we had just talked about, probably not his best scoring game of the night, but it seems like whenever you need a bucket from him, he can go and get it. I guess when you see him in a zone like that, I know playing small kind of opens some things up for him, but what is it like as a coach watching him on a stretch like that?
Well, it doesn't matter how many points he scores throughout that game. Confidence never fades in him. We went to him the game on line. That's when we put the ball in the hand on that post-up play. I think it was at a 1-point game this time. He missed a free throw to put us up 3. Yeah, 1 point, posted him up, and he scored it. Put us up 3, got a stop, came back down, opened the lane up again. And he got in the lane and got the little open shot to Jarris right there, about 10 foot. Put us up 5 right there. Now, no matter what he's done out through that game, our confidence in who he is, what he does, it never fades.
It wasn't just him hitting big shots. You mentioned Jarris too. He hits that big corner 3 down here. I believe he fed Jamar for a big oop when you guys needed it, and then he had that one with about 30 seconds left after winding the shot clock down. I guess being able to have plays like that from him, a guy that's been around for a while, not here, but college basketball, how important is that?
Well, it's really important. Those are huge plays for him, and he needed those kind of plays. Gives him a lot of confidence right now. And still with our stats, we have 4 guys in double figures. The 5th one's got 8 points in Luke. So all those 6 guys, most of the time we were playing, all of them are floating around double figures. We're very balanced. Different people, different nights. And it's a challenge for us going on the road again. It was an earlier game, wasn't a 7 o'clock game, against a good team. Now we got to find a way to go on the road again, in 48 hours. It's a little longer, 7 o'clock game at least, and play again. It's going to be a challenge for us. Southern Miss again is one of those teams, much better than their record. At halftime at UAB Saturday afternoon, it's tied up. So they've been in every game too.
First 10 minutes of this game, it seemed like everything was falling for you. I think you were 10 of your first 13 and 6 of your first 7 from 3 during that stretch. When shots stopped falling like that, I guess, how were you able to, maintain some offense and kind of keep things going in a positive direction?
Well, when you're on the road, at home it's important, but when you're on the road, it's really important. If you can separate and get a little lead, just helps your confidence defensively, helps everything. And we spurted out 10, 12, 13. Then we went on a dry spell. Seems like in that last 7 minutes or so, we struggled scoring. Give them some credit. They had McNeil on David. They did a good job keeping him out of lane. We missed some shots. And I think the biggest thing was in that stretch, we had 3 live ball turnovers. They scored in transition on it. We haven't had a lot of those in the past. I think Davey had 4 turnovers at halftime. But if I'm correct, look at the stat sheet, We only have 1 turnover the second half. And we out-rebound. Those are huge stats. The one stat that allowed them to hang around again was probably the free throw line. We go 12 for 21 for the game. And we've been a really good free throw shooting team. I think we were 9 for 15 the second half. I think 3 of those were one-on-ones. So those are huge, huge plays. But again, they took the lead. We came down and responded. We found ways to make the plays offensively and defensively to win the game.
You know, obviously things were disappointing during that 5-game losing streak, but 4 straight wins now, back to 500 in league play. You know, I guess where's the locker room at this point? And I guess, do you feel like you're playing your best basketball of the year now?
Well, Jarrett, you've heard me say this. A win and a loss, we're never worried about playing good or playing bad. I've walked in the locker room several times with the L, we played our butt off. Does that mean you played perfect? No. Does that mean you made every free throw? No. As you well know in that stretch, there's probably 3 or 4 of them for sure in the last minute we had to lead. So that's a real fine line of winning and losing. The biggest thing is we kept it in perspective. We didn't panic. And I want us to keep that taste in our craw. It's a bad taste losing. None of us like that. But give our guys credit. A lot of teams would have laid down that mat. This bunch hadn't done it. We've gotten back up, and it's very obvious, playing pretty well right now.
I asked Josh about it. 2 years ago, you guys had some adversity. You lose Charles. Cam has his back injury. I believe that was the year Kenny Cooper wasn't able to go. And you guys kind of about 6 man, maybe 7 in the rotation, took on what you guys call the outside dog mentality. Do you notice any similarities with that group and the group that you have this year?
Well, it's a totally kind of different group. We had Carson at the 5, and that was a dog down low. Just physically and the way he played, we're different now with a Jamar. He's a big, tall guy in there, and we're different. But, we got some toughness out there. The Daves and Cams and the Joshes, all those guys. And again, we got a lot of togetherness right now. I don't think you see much panic in those games, go one way or the other. We're able to survive these runs in these games by staying together. And we got different ways of doing it right now, big and small. And I really thought when we went small again, helped us down that stretch, even at both ends. I think we had 4 stops in a row at that end when we went small. And we were able to score down here small. So, that's a different matchup for people to have to guard at different times too.
Southern Miss, you already prepared for them once. Game got postponed. Now you get them again Monday, or for the first time Monday, prepare for them again. I guess, what do you know about them at this point?
Well, to be honest with you, nothing. You said we prepared for them. You're right. We had a scouting report, I guess. And we were, I don't think we ever went through it. I think it got canceled before we left.
Yeah.
Right before you
Yeah.
left.
I don't think you went through it.
So that was about burning.
I just know this. They're, big boys on the inside. Steven's a really good player. They're going to play hard. They had Saturday off too. This team had all week off. And those are 2, besides having to play back to back to back, these 3 games in 5 days, we're also getting these 2 opponents time off before we play them. That's what it is. It's where it is. It's not changing. We got to find a way to get on this plane as quick as we can, get over and get off our feet, and try to get as much rest as we can.